Huh? How is that a Yuri word? Okay. Okay, I guess. I'm still surprised. You got 19 Sayori words and 1 Yuri word. I'm still surprised. How is suicide a Yuri word? Oh man, I'm the last one here. Oh, don't you worry about it. Everyone's late from time to time. Besides, you've been working really hard, so I think you deserve some more slack. I guess so. I'm usually pretty punctual, but I just lost track of time today. What made you forget the time? It's a funny story, actually. I recently decided how to learn how to play the piano, so I was practicing just now. That's probably why I didn't notice the school bell going off. You can play the piano? That's quite impressive. I've always wanted to play an instrument myself. It's not as cool as you make it out to be. What do you mean? Playing an instrument is actually really cool. I've only been playing for a little while, so I've still got a ways to go before I'm any good. You should pick up an instrument too, Yuri. I could definitely see you playing the violin. Yeah, that pretty much suits Yuri perfectly. The violin is a beautiful instrument. I'm partial to the sound of the flute as well. Flutes can be calm and elegant just like you, Yuri. Thank you. How's it like to play the piano? It's a really enjoyable instrument to play. Not to mention, I really love how it sounds. One moment it can sound gentle and soothing, the next powerful and full of force. The piano is an instrument that I'm familiar with too. Maybe in another reality we get to play with Monica. Well, at least somewhat. My father had signed me up for piano lessons when I was younger. He'd been playing since high school and wanted to pass his passion down to me, but I never really got into it. Considering that, you'd think that I would hate the piano, but for some reason I find myself internally cheering on Monica. Maybe that's because it reminds me of my father in a way. Monica, you certainly are a talented individual. First starting your own club from the ground up and now picking up a piano on a whim. I doubt I'd be able to do that. Why don't you say that? Anyone can do amazing things as long as they have a passion for it. Which is why I think we're all going to do amazing at the festival. I can't wait for the festival! It's gonna be awesome. Natsuki, weren't you just protesting about the festival yesterday? Well, obviously I meant everything else besides our part of the festival. I still don't like the idea of performing. Monica rolls her eyes. I don't want to start this debate all over again either. But I am looking forward to something else. It's a whole day of school where you just run around and eat till you burst. I can see the eagerness in Natsuki's eyes. She must really like food. Kinda reminds her of a certain someone. And where is that certain someone? Where is Sayori? Oh, there you are. Sayori is sitting at the desk at the back of the room, staring out the window. I walk over to her. As I do, I hear the girls continue to converse behind me. Something about squid. Haha, Monica. Hey, Sayori. I wave my hand in front of her face. Does she open up to us this time? Eh? You're spacing out again. Sorry. Don't mind me. I'm gonna mind you even more now. You can talk to everyone else. Huh? Are you okay? She forces a smile. It's not very convincing. Of course I am, silly. Why wouldn't I be? I don't know, you just seem a bit off today. Maybe I'm wrong, but my mind wanders back to what she asked about me as we were walking home together. You worry too much, Midas. I'm fine, seriously. She shows me another smile, much bigger and more genuine. While it seems more Sayori like there's still something else inside me that feels like something's up. Sayori must have noticed that as she hastens to explain. To tell you the truth, I just didn't get much sleep last night. I'm really tired, so sorry if I'm a little cranky, haha. Seriously though, I'm probably not much fun to hang around with right now. Why don't you spend some time with the others? I might try and have a little nap. Please nap, please. Just know if anything's bothering you, you can talk to me, okay? I'd hate to see you suffering in silence. Just something about that line just screams, what's gonna happen to Sayori? I mean, most probably she will be depressed, but will there be like a twist to that? Suffering might be a little strong of a word. Oh well, you know what I mean. She nods again, then shoos me away. As I wander off to talk to Monica, the feeling of uneasiness isn't going away. Maybe that's just how Sayori is these days. I mean, it's good. It's been a good years since we've properly hung out together. Maybe she's changed. Deep down, I know that isn't the reason, but still, maybe Monica knows more than I do. After all, she's the president, right? I timidly approach her. She's shuffling through some papers at her desk. Midas! What's up? I decided to just jump in. There's no point being around the bush. So... have you noticed anything wrong with Sayori recently? Wrong? What do you mean? I don't know, it just seems like she's a little downcast today. So do you have any idea why she might be feeling off? Like, have you seen her act this way before? No. I can't say I've ever seen her like this before. Yeah. She said she's just feeling tired because she didn't get much sleep. To be honest, I'm not buying it. She's normally upbeat and cheerful. Her behavior has been so uncharacteristic. Monica peers across the room at Sayori, who is idly dragging a rubber eraser up and down her desk. Wait, didn't she just say that she was going to try and nap? Then go to her and tell her to sleep. Maybe there is something on her mind. My question though, why are you asking me, Midas? You've certainly known her longer than I had. Well, you spent more time with her around recently than I have, with the club and all. I guess so, but I've never seen her dismiss me. Maybe she didn't exactly dismiss me, but it felt like she just wanted me gone. Sorry, I'm just concerned for her, you know? I just wanted to ask if you knew anything, that's all. No, I appreciate you coming to me. It's really sweet how concerned you are for her. After all, it's important for me too. I mean, I'm also friends with her. And I also care about the well-being of my club members, you know. Maybe I'll try talking to her myself. Are you sure that's a good idea, Monica? It seemed like she wanted to be left alone. Are you sure? I know you've known Sayori for longer than I have, so perhaps you're right. Still, it's worth a try. I also have to talk to her about what she wants to do for the festival. Oh, alright. Fair enough then. I just hope she's more receptive to you than she was with me. Monica pauses, studying my worried facial expression. The warmth of her smile reflects in her eyes. You really care about her, don't you? From what I can gather, you've been friends for a while. Yeah, we've been childhood friends for as long as I can remember. Although before I joined the club, we've been drifting a lot. I hate thinking she's been like this before without me around to help her. Hey, I know it's hard, Midas. It's never easy seeing a friend suffer. But for what it's worth, she's lucky to have someone so thoughtful looking out for her. Don't blame yourself for it. You can't always be there for everyone. I know she's right, but the feeling of guilt still resides. Yeah, I guess. Hey, she's been a lot happier since you've joined the club, you know. Really? Yep. She told me she was kinda surprised at first, as she didn't really expect you to join. But once she got over that, she enjoyed having you around. Anyway, I know it's hard seeing her like this. I'll talk to her and see what I can do, okay? She'll be fine, don't you worry. I sure hope so. Let's just hope you're right, Monica. Thank you for everything, by the way. You've been a big help. You're too kind, Midas. Nothing to thank me for. She stands up from her desk and walks across the room to where Sayori is sitting. I watch her kneel down next to Sayori and gently talk to her. But she's keeping her voice so quiet. I sigh and sit myself down. I know Sayori told me not to worry about her and to have fun with everyone else, but that's impossible to do when she's behaving like this. But there's nothing I can do besides wait for Monika to talk to her. For a second there, I thought something bad will happen. After some time passes, Monika calls out to the club room. "Why don't we share our poems now?" Before I know it, everything is back to normal. Everyone goes to retrieve their poems and I do the same. I make eye contact with Monika and she smiles reassuringly at me. I wonder what she was talking about with Sayori. Monika first, as usual. "Hi, Midas." I approach Monika wanting to talk about Sayori with her some more. She takes control of the conversation before I can say anything and immediately jumps into club business. This might come as a surprise, but we have a festival coming up soon. Not really a surprise considering you did say this yesterday. Oh wow, you would never have guessed. Have you thought about what you want to submit to perform at the festival? Well, being in this club is one thing, but performing in front of a bunch of people is another. I'll have to give it some more thought. Despite any praise the girls might have given me, I really doubt that my poetry is up to snuff. I'm sure that there's not just a little bias during poetry discussions. Okay, no pressure. Whatever you do, I'm sure it'll turn out great. You wouldn't want to let down the club, right? She says that with a teasing tone, but a chill runs down my spine when I think about the implications of disappointing everyone. Who knows what Monika would do to me if I betrayed her as her loyal club subject. Not to mention, I'm also looking forward to seeing your performance. Right. That's definitely not something I can relate to. Don't you worry so much, you'll do fine. After all, you've been doing pretty fine in these poetry discussions so far. So you say. Anyway, let's take a look at today's poem. Here it is. I let Monika take the poem I'm holding in my hands. But although we're supposed to be discussing poetry right now, I can't help but remain preoccupied by thoughts of Sayori. And by Monika's sudden change of expression, I think also her. I'm worried about her, to say the least. It's such an unexpected change that come over her. Something happened to her. Midas? Huh? Sorry, did you just call my name? Yeah, twice actually. You seem like you're a million miles away. What's up? I was just thinking about whatever's happened to Sayori. Sorry if I wasn't paying attention. It's fine, Midas, I understand. For what it's worth, you're a good friend for caring so much about her. Thanks. I just hope that things can go back to normal soon. Well, my advice to you would be to let her come to you on her own. She'll talk if she wants to talk. I think you should respect her boundaries. You're right. Appreciate the advice, by the way. Of course. I'm always willing to lend a sympathetic ear if you need one. Today might not be the happiest of days for the club, but that's alright. Not every day can be happy. We'll all put through this together. I hope so. I feel like I shouldn't be going about the club normally. But I think that story probably needs some normalcy right now. So in the end, I try to get the poem sharing back on track. Since we're supposed to be sharing poems right now, I almost forgot about it myself. Some president I am, huh? Monika quickly whips out her pristine composition notebook. Here's my poem then, alright? Thanks. Can't help but feel kinda sorry for Monika. I mean, all of her poems are basically her being in front of us in the screen, and I don't know, I still feel a little sad after all the years. You know, I feel like looking for answers and contemplating on your reality are the sorts of things that give life meaning. Not not to get too philosophical or anything, but it was kind of on my mind, so that's what I wrote about. I see, and I wonder why. I never really put much thought into it. In a way, it's almost paradoxical. Because if we had all the answers, wouldn't the world start to lose its meaning? You know, there's one thing I noticed. It seems like everyone in the club prefers writing about things that are more sad than happy. How fitting. Somber subjects for a somber day. Are you surprised? I mean, if everything was okay, we wouldn't really have anything to write about, would we? I mean, you can write about happy stuff. I guess. Humans aren't one-dimensional creatures. That's what makes people interesting. You might think that it would be way easier and way better if everyone was happy and uncomplicated all the time. But how would we know what happiness was if it weren't for the sadness to compare it to? Or if it weren't for the sadness to compare it to? I guess that's true. Even so, I'd rather not see my friends so troubled. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Do you ever feel discouraged when something you put a lot of time into doesn't get as much attention as you thought it would? For instance, you could have spent hours and hours on a poem, only to have your friends barely glance at it when you show it to them. It might make you feel like doing any more is useless. And the sad truth is, the world is so saturated with creative works already that most people won't receive any attention. At least, related to the most popular artists and authors. There's actually not much you can do in that situation besides try your best. However, you also shouldn't think of things in terms of popularity and number of views. The most important thing should be your own personal self-satisfaction. If you're proud of yourself and your work, then I say that's enough success. That was the most depressing writing tip of the day ever. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Lolotsky-say, and Yuri for that matter. Oh man. This is seriously a step backwards. I like your other ones, but this one's pretty bad. Is that because I accidentally picked a Yuri word? Well, I am allowed to try new things, aren't I? I never said you weren't. All I said is that I don't like this particular poem. It's too mysterious and cryptic for my tastes. I like your other ones because they were too simplistic, but this one was way too complicated. Well, everyone has their own opinion. Yeah, sure. But I think you should go back to writing how you were. I just picked one Yuri word. I think it's more suited to your skill level. I guess that's true. Did Yuri tell you to write like that? See, I only did one word! I only accidentally picked one Yuri word. What do you mean? It's just your poem seemed like something Yuri would write. So I wanted to know if she told you to write like that. Of course she didn't. I just decided to try something different, that's all. Why? Do you not like the idea of Yuri influencing my writing? Where did you get that idea? Well, it just seems like you don't want me to write like Yuri. There's something to be jealous about. I was just shut up. It has nothing to do with me being jealous about Yuri. Jeez. Just drop it, okay? Yeah, sure. Good. Listen, Atsuki, I should apologize. I shouldn't have accused you of being jealous, and I'm sorry for that. Thank you. Just read my poem now. Okay, I thought she was gonna get all angry and stuff, but okay. Thank goodness. Well, at least this is much better than her last one. It's much more friendly in that sense. Actually quite cute. I mean, I remember it faintly, but... yeah. Yeah. You know what this poem is about, right? You wrote it for Yuri, right? I wouldn't say... Well, actually, yeah. I wrote it after seeing how much effort Yuri was putting into changing. I mean, it's only fair after the poem she wrote for me, right? Well, not for me, but... don't worry, I know what you mean. Anyway, I guess there was, you were... shut up. That was childish, right? I just always get caught up in the moment. It's hard for me to let go of that sort of stuff. But yeah, after writing 2 negative poems, a positive poem was pretty refreshing. I do like the feel of this one. It really is something happy. Let's see what Natsuki has to say. I mean, I did accidentally chose one Yuri word, but okay. Oh man, this is seriously a step. Oh my goodness, I just picked one Yuri word. I like your other ones, but this one is pretty bad. Well, I am allowed to try new things, aren't I? Hey, I never said you weren't. All I said is that I don't like this particular poem. It's too mysterious and cryptic for my tastes. I just picked one Yuri word, and that word can even be associated with Sayori. I still don't get how is suicide not a Sayori word. I like your other poems because they were simplistic, but this one was way too complicated. Well, everyone has their own opinion. Yeah, sure. But I think you should go back to your writing how you were. I think it's more suited to your skill level. I guess that's true. Did you retell you the right way? I only picked one Yuri word. What do you mean? It's just your poem is something seemed like something Yuri would write. So I wanted to know if she told you to write like that. No, of course she didn't. I just decided to try something different, that's all. All of this for one word. All of this for one word. Do you not like the idea of Yuri influencing my writing? Where did you get that idea? Well, it just seems like you don't want me to write like Yuri. Listen, there's nothing to be jealous about. I was just shut up. It has nothing to do with me being jealous about Yuri. Okay. That's something new. Jeez. Just drop it, okay? Yeah, sure. Good. Listen, Natsuki, I should apologize. I shouldn't have accused you of being jealous, and I'm sorry for that. Thank you. Just read my poem now. Huh. I mean, I remember the poems before, considering I did play this game before. I just happened to pick Yuri's route, but this happens to... Is this new? Something happy. Cookies and cream. At my own happy place. Fresh and warm sunshine and a breeze on my face. There are things that happiness means. Or these are things that happiness means. Just folded laundry, hot from the dryer, lift up my spirits so they can't go higher. Puppies and kittens and cute bunnies too, all cuddled up with small barks, squeaks, and mews. These are things that make me beam. Sleeping in a big soft bed, listening to rain pit-pat overhead. Talking with friends and laughing out loud. All worries now gone and playing around. These are the things that fill my dreams. But something happiness is hard to find. Or sometimes happiness is hard to find, rather. I know darkness lingers in everyone too. And some people feel the eternal blues. So here's a poem from me to you. Please know that people are all alike. Or please know that people are all alike, rather. Sorry. If we stick together, we'll be alright. Let's talk and laugh about happy things. And find the joy the truth friends can bring. Yeah. Was that the poem you meant to write for Yuri? You know what this poem is about, right? You wrote it for Yuri, right? I wouldn't say... Well, actually, yeah. I wrote it after seeing how much effort Yuri was putting into changing. I mean, it's only for after the poem she wrote for me, right? Well, not for me, but... Don't worry, I know what you mean. Anyway, I guess I was, You were... Shut up. I was childish, alright? I just always get caught up in the moment. It's hard for me to let go of that sort of stuff. But yeah, after writing 2 negative poems, a positive poem was pretty refreshing. I do like the feel of this one. It really is something happy. Yeah. I mean, I was feeling happy when I was writing it, so naturally the mood would be happy. The ending is a bit bittersweet though. Yeah, about that. But I was thinking that Yuri probably has problems that I don't know about. This is surprising. I mean, all people do, right? So I guess the message at the end was that even if we have problems and even if we're feeling sad, if if we look towards our friends, we can find happiness. You know, joy and solidarity and stuff. Solidarity, huh? That's a very Yuri-ish word. But I was thinking about what Yuri would call it, so... And I'm not dumb, you know. I do know big words. I just consciously decide not to use them. Alright, I get you. I think Yuri will really appreciate your poem though. Ha, she better. Okay, now that was new. So does that mean Yuri has something new too? I must say, you've done well, Midas. Yes, because I picked one word for you. It's clear that you've been putting effort into improving. Tell me, has my advice been helpful to you? Yeah, I guess so anyway. I'm glad to hear that. I hadn't thought of that before, but looking back, sharing our writing has been an enriching experience. I should thank Monica for having us to write for the club. I think we're all a bit apprehensive into trying something out of the norm, but having read everyone's poetry, I can't say I have it any other way. I don't think I can argue with that. If I'm being totally honest, I was a bit anxious, given my lack of writing experience, but it's been cool learning about everyone through their poems. I think I might have even learned a bit about myself. Oh, is that so, Midas? You know what? I think so. But as I've told you before, I believe writing to be a wonderful way to express themselves. I suppose, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter if a poem is good or bad. It'd be unfair of me to invalidate one's representation of themselves like that, wouldn't it? I do believe that exploring one's own style is a wonderful thing. That's comforting. I was worried that I had disappointed you in some way. Eh? You thought... Why would I think that? I guess your writing is just really good. I feel like mine can't hold a handle to it. Is that so? Yuri places a hand on her chin, apparently deep in thought. I'm so sorry. Eh? I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable with my writing. How ignorant of me. Yuri, it's not as bad as you're making it sound in your head. All I was saying is that your writing impresses me. I hope that one day I can write poems that share the same kind of impact as yours, you know? I see. Forgive me, Midas, I just... a little too used to it. Used to what? Being disliked. Yuri... I shouldn't be saying that now, should I? I'm sorry if it felt awkward. Do you mind if we move on from that? Alright. Would it be okay if I read your poem now? Of course. Here. I hope you enjoy it. I'm actually quite curious, did Natsuki's poem change? And Yuri's didn't, because I can remember Forlorn, but I can't remember something happy. I don't know, I must have forgotten, I guess. I'm sorry if this isn't the most interesting piece, but I wanted to try writing with a prompt in mind. It sounds like that restricted you a bit. Did you not want to write this? Oh, it's not that. I've just been thinking a lot about my writing recently. I felt like I should try to challenge myself a bit. I see. So what's the inspiration behind this one? Here takes a breath, apparently thinking of what to say. I suppose it's about an internal struggle between one's own desires and their best interests. It's important for those we care about to be happy, even if it means we cannot be happy ourselves. That's a very Sayori thing to say, Yuri. I imagine it's something I'll come to terms with. She mumbles that last part, as though she were thinking out loud. Yep, very Sayori idea right here. I see. Well, thanks for sharing, Yuri. Yes, of course, Midas. Here we go. I hope that didn't change much. I didn't really mean to have one word wrong. I like this one a lot, Midas. It's probably your best so far. Thank goodness. I had the feeling you'd like this one in particular. And why is that? Well, I was thinking of things you liked when I was writing it, and God. Curse my dark mind. It's suicide. Really? Yeah, I think I connect the most with the fact that the wrong word I chose was suicide isn't giving me any favors. I'm honestly a little surprised. I thought you would have preferred the others. And why is that? My poetry is nothing special, Midas. Look at Yuri's, for example. Her style is way more sophisticated, Natsuki's so bouncy and effective. Hey, don't say that. Just because your style is different, that doesn't mean it's bad or anything. Your style is unique. Your poems have a really nice sense of innocence and nostalgia to them. I mean, you managed to make me feel nostalgic about a memory I've never actually experienced with your Dear Sunshine poem. It made me think of happier times from my childhood, and I really liked that. It made you happy? Yep. Your poems put a smile on my face, Sayori. I mean, why wouldn't it? You're basically a ball of sunshine in human form. The other girls' poems are great, don't get me wrong, but like I said, I connect the most with yours. I hope that cheers you up a bit. For a moment, the vacant look of melancholy that's been plaguing her face disappears as she smiles a genuine smile. Thank you, Midas. That means more than you can imagine. Am I starting to get through her? Maybe now is the best time I asked what's on her mind. By the way, Sayori, I've been meaning to ask you. But pessimistic thoughts suddenly flood my mind. What if she doesn't feel comfortable talking about it right now? Sayori would probably approach me herself with her concerns if she feels comfortable doing so. After all, everyone has their off days, right? I guess it's only normal for her to act a little different from time to time. I don't want to come across as pushy or demanding, even though I'm concerned for her. With a heavy sigh, I changed what I was originally going to ask. Have you thought about what you wanted to do for the festival? Monica said we'd be doing a variety of things for it, such as decorations and poster advertisements. Judging by the relief on Sayori's face, I'm guessing she initially expected me to probe her further on her behavior. It's funny that you mentioned that. She said she was going to discuss that with everyone today after we've all shared our poems. Alright. Wow, I really am a psychic, aren't I? What? A sidekick? A psychic. It means someone who can read minds and see into the future. Oh, what was I thinking then? Breakfast? What do you mean, sidekick and breakfast? She sticks her tongue out at me. I just think that the playful banter and lighthearted teasing is back. Maybe I've just been worrying too much. Looks like she's feeling a little bit better. Thank goodness. Right? Well, I guess I can show you my poem now. This one I can remember. Maybe I remember this the most considering it's the darkest of Sayori's poems, and I don't know, I think I kind of relate to this one. It's basically like her last poem, Bottles, but this one is instead a fairy who wants to make everyone in the kingdom happy, and she's tired and all, but as long as everyone's happy, then she's happy. And it's very... As much as it's a very Sayori-like thing to say, it's very sad. So what do you think? Wow, Sayori, I had no idea you could write like this. This is something else. Have the others seen this? Not yet. You're the first one I've actually shown it to. What an honor, huh? So what's this one about? From what I can gather, it's about someone who tries to keep everyone happy. She nods. And people like that, but they eventually kinda got used to it, and... But that's okay, because at least they're still happy. And this person, the kingdom's wish. Even she gets a little tired from time to time. But as long as everyone's happy, that's her job. She's happy when the others are happy. That's the most important thing. I look back at the poem trying to pick up the more subtle meanings. But surely the angel doesn't have to be alone. People don't have to depend on just her to be happy. Surely the angel could share the responsibility, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking into this a bit too much. I just feel kinda sorry for her. And she's right in front of us. I blink. Am I seriously empathizing with a fictional angel? Maybe I'm really getting into this poetry thing. Well, I'm glad my poems can get such a reaction from you, Midas. I really put a lot of thought into this one last night. And you seem to pick up on it. With an uncomfortable dawn of realization, it became quite clear how this poem relates to Sayori. I'm not going to have much luck questioning that, though. Well, I hope that angel finds happiness soon. Maybe she should share her burdens with other people. She might be surprised at how receptive the people of the kingdom are. But then they'll be sad. That would be selfish. Or maybe they'll be happy to give something back to their angel. After all, she was keeping them happy. It's only fair that they get to give something back, right? A shake of the head and a sad smile is my only response. Okay, everyone. We're all done sharing poems, right? In which case, let's start figuring out what we're all going to do for the festival. Ah, you still remembered. I'll pretend I didn't hear that. Anyway, as I was saying, well, I already know what I'm doing. That's right. Natsuki will be making her specialty, cupcakes. But we might need a lot of them in different flavors. Can you handle that all by yourself, Natsuki? Challenge accepted. And as for myself, I'm going to be printing and assembling all the poetry pamphlets. Sayori, you mentioned goodie bags earlier if I remember correctly. Yep, I want to make some goodie bags for everyone. And put in them little quotes, bookmarks, and candies. Yes, that was it. Great idea. People will love that. Indeed. We're glad you're helping, Sayori. Hey, you guys, it's nothing special. The cupcakes sound amazing though. Of course, because I'll be making them. We all share a collective laugh. How about you, Yuri? Ideally, I'd like to do something that could enhance the atmosphere of our performances. I'd like to experiment with some aromatherapy as well, if that's okay with you. Of course! That's alright. I'm excited to see what you come up with. You've also got beautiful handwriting, so perhaps that involves that. Or something that involves that. Yuri ponders for a moment. How about banners and decorations? It's funny that you mentioned that. I was just about to say that myself. Well, great minds think alike, right? She shares a laugh and Yuri and turns to me. Anyway, it just leaves you, Midas. The only club member who is useless. Don't just say that. In fact, looks like all of us have a lot of work to do for the festival. I'm pretty sure I speak for everyone when I say that some help would be much appreciated. So basically a choice between who to spend my weekend with. Why do I suddenly feel so nervous? I suppose I could use a bit of help. Not that I really need it, but if you want to help bake stuff, I could always just give you some dirty work. But if you help, you better not sneak a cupcake to eat. I'm not Sayori Natsuki. Natsuki, I thought Midas will want to help you if you make him out to be a burden. If you don't need any help, I believe he'd be better off assisting someone else. Well, it's up to him to decide. Maybe he likes baking. Have you ever thought of that? Besides, how hard it could making decorations be anyway? It's not as though I'm speaking for myself. Monica and Sayori would likely be appreciative of help as well. And not that it really matters, but decorating requires a lot of creativity and meticulous work. So does baking. You've never baked in a day in your whole life. How would you possibly know? Throughout their bickering, I can't help but notice that Sayori hasn't said a word. Does she not want me to help her? Or am I just overthinking this? It's impossible to think properly with the argument going on. Guys, let's settle down for a moment. In the end, it's just like what Natsuki said. Midas is only the one who gets to decide how he'd like to contribute. There's no need to argue over him like he's the last boy on Earth. I think it's fair to say that each of us have plenty of work to do. This has nothing to do with him being a boy. I agree, we were merely discussing our workloads. Looks like Monica has united Natsuki and Yuri with something in common. Sorry, I was just saying though. Jeez. Can we just move on already? Alright then, moving along. Midas, you're okay with this, right? In the end, that's up to you. Of course. Very well. In that case, everyone looks at me, varying expressions playing on their faces. I'm kinda curious, what would happen if I chose Monica? But I want to play it safe, and I'll choose Sayori. Hey Sayori, it's been a while since we've hung out together, hasn't it? It'll be a lot of fun making these goodie bags, I reckon. Mind if I give you a hand with them? She doesn't look quite happy as I'd hoped she would be. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. I wouldn't want them. How are you supposed to bore me? Because it really isn't that much work. The others have a lot more work to do. So I'm sure they'll get more out of your help than I would. I exchanged looks with Yuri, Natsuki, and Monica. None of us really know how to react. It's okay, Sayori. It really is no problem. I work well alone. It wouldn't cause any hassle. Relax, I've baked loads of cupcakes before, remember? This will be a walk in the park. Sayori, no matter who he picked, the outcome would pretty much be the same. We've all got work to do. Our tasks are equally as important in making sure the festival runs smoothly. Don't feel bad about it. Midas chose you himself. If it's what he wants to do. Besides, it's good that he's going to be with you, because we needed someone who can keep you from eating all the candies. Hey! Kidding! Seriously, enjoy yourself, guys. You two will have a lot of fun, I can sense it. Sayori still doesn't look overly convinced, but she smiles and nods at us. Am I really that much of a burden to work with? No, Midas. Don't think like that. It's just because she's got something bothering her, that's all. Okay, well that's settled then. Everyone knows what they're doing and Midas is going to be helping Sayori. I think that's everything sorted out then. I'll see everyone on Monday. And don't forget to practice your poems. It'll be lots of fun, guys, I promise. Natsuki rolls her eyes as she leaves the classroom, Yuri and Monica in tow. As she passes by the door, Monica turns to us. Take care of yourself, Sayori. She gives her a gentle smile. Don't worry, I'll be fine. I'm curious, but it's best not to talk. Their business after all. Ready to walk home again? Sure, let's go. So I was thinking about tomorrow. We'll probably have to head to town to grab supplies for the goodie bags. This will be a very, very exciting experience since this is new. Is that okay with you? That's fine. What time should I meet you? And where? We can meet at my place. Also, seeing as we have a lot of work to do, let's make it bright and early. I know we have a big day ahead of us, but could we not make it too early? Still a bit lazy, I see. She doesn't smile at the light-hearted jab. Strange. I thought she'd bounce off it and call me a mean or stick her tongue out. I wonder what'll happen tomorrow then. But that look on her face. No, it's just I guess I'm just not an early riser. No worries. I guess if we both got on with it, we could get everything finished earlier than I imagined. Would 11 a.m. be okay? Yes, I can work with that. Guess it means I get a lie-in as well. Thank you. Anyway, there's a few shops we can go in town. I think we'll need to go to the arts and crafts store along with the sweets one. Sounds good to me. You have my number, right? Just text me if there's any changes to our plans. Otherwise, I'll see you on Sunday at 11. Okay. We turn to walk off to our houses. And Midas? Yeah? I'm sorry about how I've been acting today. I promise you I'll be fine tomorrow. You better be. Today has been a strange day. Just when I thought I was getting closer with Sayori, makes you think. Are any of the girls harboring some sort of hidden side to them? We already know Yuri's, which is actually very sad. It made me chug a lot of milk because I was crying. Who knows? I wonder what Natsuki's will look like, especially Sayori's. It's already Sunday. Knowing I'll be spending a day alone with Sayori is kinda weird. Why is that? Not in a bad way or anything. It's just been a long time since we've had a day out together with just the two of us. Still, I'm looking forward to it. I just hope whatever was bugging her on Friday is gone. It's really hard seeing her like that. I shake my head. No, today's a new day today. It'll be much better. As my mind drifts while I wait for her, I subconsciously recall a memory from a long time ago. Our parents took us to a fair that came to town. It must have been around 11. I managed to win Sayori a giant cuddly cow plushie out of the shooting minigame thing. Oh! No, so that's where Mr. Cow comes from. Well, actually my dad did. I couldn't name for my life. That's when I realized that video games don't train you to shoot in real life. I smile at the memory. Does she remember it as well? The buzzing at the doorbell brings me back to the present. Most likely it's Sayori. Yep, there she is. She's gone for a pretty casual outfit. It's simple but works really well on her. Hi Midas, you ready to go then? Hey, sure I am. Let's get going. I gently close the door behind me and we step out onto the street. It's a bright sunny day, not too hot, and there's a gentle breeze. Perfect. So, where are we going first then? Well, I made a list of all the stuff we'll need, so that'll be a big help. I fished out a small sheet of paper from my pocket. On it I've written what we need, and where to get the items from. So we need bookmarks, some sweets, ribbon, and gift bags. To be honest, I had no idea where I could get the gift bags and ribbon. I was planning to go to the arts and crafts store in town, but apparently it's shut down recently. Aww. Oh, okay, I thought we were going somewhere else. That's okay, I actually have some gift bags and ribbon at home. Yeah, that's pretty convenient. You should have mentioned it yesterday though. Sorry, I must have forgot. Nah, it's okay. I'm curious why you have those two things though. What do you use it for? Oh, I don't use them for anything. They're left over from a birthday party I had years ago. I think it was for my 10th one? You remember it, right? She looks at me with puppy dog eyes and I hasten to try and recall. Something about you getting cake all over your face, right? Hey, you did too! I mean, that's pretty much what you do in parties, right? I mean, that's what I usually do to the celebrant. I laugh as I realize that I can't claim innocence here. Guilty as charged. Well, with those two items down, we just have to visit the bookstore and the supermarket. Which one are we going to first? Let's start with the bookstore. It's much closer. Whatever you say. As we walk, I notice Sayori humming contentedly, a slight skip in her step as well. I forgot how adorable she could be, always so cheery, like she lives in her own little world. She looks like she's back to normal again. To say I relieved would be an understatement. Thank God, because I'll be really worried. She's definitely depressed, but you don't know why. At least for me. Almost like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Hey Sayori, you look like you're in a much better mood today. Of course! I said I'd be fine today, remember? So here I am. It's a relief to see you back to your normal self. You really had me worried on Friday. No need to worry about me, you silly. How have you been anyway? Good, good. Never thought I'd be writing poems in my free time, but hey. It's a real change of pace from what I'm used to. But I'm not complaining. Sayori giggles. What? Oh, nothing. I just didn't see you as the poetic type, that's all. All those video games, I guess? You really got into them over the past few years. I shift uncomfortably. I feel like this is a reference to us drifting. After all, she's not wrong. Ugh. As I became more reclusive, I turned to gaming as an escape. Well, truth be told, I didn't really think I was a poet either. I guess I never realized how much I enjoyed literature. I shrug off the comment about gaming. I want to enjoy the day after all. I mean, you showed me this really cool book. Well, maybe not cool, but it was pretty interesting. Something about a girl who escapes from this weird human experimentation prison, and all sorts of horrible stuff happens to her. Sayori pouts, looking very disapproving. You're not the only one. I don't like the sound of it at all. It sounds really scary. I hate to live in a world with horrible stuff like that happen to me. Well, looks like Sayori's wonderful innocence never went anywhere. I hate for anything bad to happen to you too, Sayori. I never let that happen. You're so sweet, Midas, you know that? I used to be protective of Sayori when we were kids. Guess not much has changed, even after so much time apart. I hadn't even realized we'd waited in the bookstore already. As it turns out, the bookstore is actually in the library. It's pretty small, but after glancing around, it seems to have what we need. Alright, here we are. Let's see what they have. I make a beeline for a rack of shelves carrying a nice variety of bookmarks that includes all different colors and sizes. Sayori wanders over, her eyes wide at all of the choices. Ooh, so many to choose from! Yup, who would have guessed there's such a demand for bookmarks of all things? This blue one is really nice. I look over slightly warily. I forgot how excitable she could be. It's a bookmark with a blue koala. What makes a bookmark with a blue koala? Sayori seems to love it though. Before I even get to say anything, she starts gushing over another bookmark. Oh, look at this red one. It's got a little ribbon shape to it. Just like mine. Well, at least this one is a bit more justifiable. Look at these, Midas. They've all got little puns in them. Sure enough, there's a row of little bookmarks bearing a picture of objects with puns related to them. Apple with a quote. You're the apple of my eye. A cutesy smiling cartoon bacon with the words, I like you more than bacon. If someone likes you more than bacon, marry that guy. Okay, that actually kinda made me laugh. I'll admit it, I like the bacon one. The apple one's too cheesy though. True. Her face is all scrunched up, trying to decide which bookmarks to get. Don't try to tell me you're buying for yourself, Sayori. Probably better off just getting plain ones, Sayori. These are just for strangers coming to view our performances. No point getting these cutesy punny ones. Aww. No fun. I mean, we could at least give one to Sayori. Hey, I'll get you the donut one though. Okay, good. The donut has a smiley donut with the words, donut, you know how amazing you are. Really? Thank you, I love it. It's not hard to make Sayori smile. In the end, we went for a pack of plain, colorful bookmarks. They get the job done, right? I think Sayori forgets that not everyone's into the stuff she's into. Now that the bookmarks are out of the way, we wander over to the supermarket. So, you just need the sweets, right? Do me a favor and don't spend hours trying to choose some, okay? I know what you're like into candy. Hey, it's not my fault I got a sweet tooth. Whose fault is that then? I just noticed everyone in the club has a sweet tooth. She sticks her tongue out at me. As predicted, Sayori is beyond excited. Like a real kid in a candy store. Well, technically not in a candy store, but the saying doesn't really sound as good when it's a supermarket now, does it? Midas, there aren't any cookies here! I decide to humor her. Oh no, seriously? That's heartbreaking. I know. How could... Oh, sorry, I thought that was still us. I know! How can they call themselves a supermarket and they don't have any cookies? It's crazy. Yeah. Anyway, we still have a lot to do when we get home, so let's make some choices now, shall we? Okay. Progress the selection, pondering which candy would be the best to buy. Hey Sayori, what's your favorite flavor for licorice? Strawberry. Yes, you're a woman of culture. Strawberry. No reason, just wondering. Strawberry is so good. Strawberry licorice it is. I'm going to keep it as a surprise for her. Can you at least sneak some? I'd like to. Although doing these little thoughtful things for her makes me pause. Sayori told me I always used to look out for her back when you still hung out. Did I really stop doing all that? I find that kinda hard to believe, given how naturally I find looking out for her to be. I think these will be okay, don't you think? She points into her bag, which is filled with an assortment of chocolates and other sweets. There's milk chocolate in here, toffee chocolates, peppermints, all sorts of stuff. People are gonna love it. They sure will. I'll just get some of my own candy, then we can get a move on. Okay. We still got a lot to do, don't forget. Looks like Sayori's got the chocolate side of things handled. I decided to go for the fruity sweets. Alright, I think this'll do. Aw, time to leave already. Could you do me a teeny tiny favor? Let me guess, buy you some cinnamon buns. How did you know? Because you are one, Sayori. Whenever our parents took us shopping together, you always used to ask your mom for the exact same thing. She blushes a little, turning away. Guess some things never change, right? He smiled back at her. It's the little things with Sayori that really warm up my heart. I'm definitely not complaining. Hands filled with candy, we head to the register to pay. The cashier gives us a stern look, almost like he's disapproving of all the sugar we're carrying. It's not for us, sir. Sayori is totally oblivious, probably too busy thinking about which candy she can get away with eating. I mean, we're gonna give her some licorice, so I think that's alright. So that's everything. Let's head home and get started with the coats. Okay, although I need to grab the goodie bags and ribbon from my place. So you should head home and get your computer up and running while I do it. That way, by the time I'm back at yours, you'll be good to go. She really has a knack for showing initiative when I least expect it. Her idea is pretty smart though, so I roll with it. Great thinking. Here, hand me the bookmarks so I can take them home. I'll see you in a bit. Just give me a buzz when you're outside. Sure thing. I make my way upstairs and boot up my computer, tossing the bookmarks onto the desk. As the machine whirs to life, I sit back idly thinking about literature. There's probably some really deep quotes out there. I laugh softly to myself, imagining how much someone like Yuri would resonate those wise words. She'll probably appreciate the quotes the most. For the second time today, the sound of the doorbell ringing jolts me back into reality. Once again, Sayori was clutching a large sack filled with colorful assortment of gift bags. It looks like she's literally carrying a rainbow. Hi again, so here they are. I lead her upstairs as she carries on, being enthralled by all the colors. Man, you really couldn't decide on a color, how could you? There's so many pretty ones to choose between, Midas. I figured you could help me choose, so I brought them all. Oh, shall we go for blue or the pink ones? But these green ones are really pretty too. I know, why not we use all of them? Sayori, how many do we need? This one has a little cinnamon decoration on it. Sayori! Sorry. How many do we need? Good question. I think we need about 15. 15, right? 15 will do, just to be on the safe side. She pulls out some ribbon from the sack. Unlike the gift bags, these are one color, a very deep red. Yeah, can't see anything wrong with that. Wanna help me with the coats? Sure. What about this one? Writing is its own reward. I mean, don't you feel good when you finish one of your poems? Or don't you feel excited to show what you've written to people? Kinda, I guess. I think you really like that quote. Let's use that one. I'm with you on that. What about this one? There are 3 rules for writing a novel. Unfortunately, no one knows what they are. I don't get it. Neither do I, to be honest. But I like the humor, and it strikes me as something people might find funny. I don't know. I think it's something Monica or Yuri might find amusing. I'll trust your judgment. I like this one a lot. There's no real ending. It's just a place where you stop the story. Basically, DDLC and the mods. Which is actually pretty good. I like how I really want to shower my appreciation for everyone who's modding right now. I'll do it in a separate video. It actually reminds me of a thought I had about poetry. Oh? Yeah, to me a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. That's kinda profound. Something I'd expect from Yuri. So, what exactly does that mean? Can't you see? It means that just because the poet has stopped writing, it doesn't mean the poem is over. Well, if you say so, Sayori. I think a lot of people did appreciate this one. What do you think? There is something quite delicious about writing the first words of a story. You never quite know, where it'll take you. I think so too. That one, so... It makes you feel a sense of wonder, doesn't it? Exactly the feelings of a good story. Those are the kinds of feelings that a good story should make you feel. Wow, I sound like Yuri now, don't I? A little bit. She's rubbing off on you, huh? Does that mean I'll start sounding intelligent? Sayori chuckles, her eyes full of mirth. Her laughter is so innocent and sweet. You already do, Midas. Ah, come on, Sayori, that's not true. The poems aren't anywhere near as good as yours. Mine aren't anything special, don't be silly. But I'm sure you'll be a great poet in no time. Oh, well, I'll believe it when I see it. I guess. Anyway, let's get these printed and start putting together the goodie bags. Okie dokie. After finding a few more coats, we get to work. We have all the items ready to go. Now it's just a case of putting in a bookmark, coat, and candy in each bag, and tying it all up with a piece of ribbon. We get to work, a comfortable silence descending upon the room. As we progress, I realize how happy I've been all day. It's not been anything fancy, just going into town with Sayori, but even that has put me in good spirits. Spending time with someone, joking around, reflecting on old memories. This weekend has been miles better than how my weekends typically go. Boring, filled with aimless gaming and anime. I don't really find that boring, but hey, this is actually kind of better. We're actually socializing for once. I guess. I've missed this. I've missed this a lot. I really have. Most of all, I've missed Sayori. The day has taught me that I am determined to spend more time with her. After all, I think she's enjoyed it too. There's a lot to catch up on, so I suppose we'll have plenty to say and do over the upcoming weeks and months. Believe me, you're gonna do more than that, Midas. You've been pretty quiet, Midas. Are you okay? And there it is, that defining trait of hers. Always being concerned about others' well-being. I'm lucky to have someone like her in my life. Yeah, I'm fine, sorry. Just been doing a lot of thinking. About what, if I may ask? Just about today. I mean, I really enjoyed it. Hanging out with you again. It's been a while now, hasn't it? It has. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Because I was gonna say that I did too. I haven't had this much fun in a while. Hearing that lifts my spirits up even further. Something I didn't even thought was possible. You know, I'm genuinely happy to hear that. I haven't really told anyone, but... Sayori looks at me, her blue eyes swimming with concern. Why? Truth be told, I've kinda been lonely. Ever since my parents' divorce, I haven't really had much contact with people. Spending time with you today, it's been refreshing. A really nice change of pace, you know? A change from spending the weekend by myself, playing games. I'm so sorry, Midas, I had no idea you felt this way. You should have told me earlier that you were so lonely. I hate that I couldn't help you before. No, it's okay, seriously. It's not your fault or anything. I've just been really reclusive myself. And I really enjoyed the Literature Club so far. Just being able to spend time with people my age again, discover a new hobby. I appreciate it more than I can describe. You've been all super welcoming. I know I'm no poet or anything, but that didn't bother any of you. Well, I'm glad you included that. I'm glad that you feel included at the club. That's exactly what we want in the club. To be welcoming. I'm gonna make sure you'll never feel lonely again, okay? Gotta put a smile on your face, you hear me? Can't have you being sad. Starting with this. She reaches towards me and starts tickling me. Her hands ghosting over my neck and chest. Oh, we have a tickle on her neck. I recoil instinctively, laughing like a small child. Hey, stop that! You know that I'm ticklish. My laughter must be a catalyst for her tickling because as she hears this, she doubles her efforts like with a childlike grin on her face. I'm squirming and howling with laughter. I was running out of breath. No, but please, Sayori, I can't breathe. Just give me a second. She pauses, giving me a chance to catch my breath. Good. She's fallen for my decoy. I dart forward, pulling her arms away from me, driving her towards the bed, pinning her beneath me. It's time to enact some revenge. Oh, wait, we pinned her in the bed? Oh, no, you tricked me! No fair! No. Poor little Sayori bamboozled by the mastermind Midas. Please, have mercy. No, what was that? Sorry, I didn't catch that. You'll have to speak up. Oh, okay. I have a dirty head. I playfully feign deafness as I carry on tickling her. Her laughter is like music to my ears. She's squirming under my fingertips, crying with mirth. To see such a big smile on her face, even if it's kinda involuntary, it's such a nice sight to see. This will be twice as weird if one of the girls or even our mom barged in. Her laugh is such an innocent, joyful ring to it. Hearing it transports me back 10 years ago, back when we had that carefree level of innocence only childhood could have. Please, seriously, I can't breathe. But at least, it's good. Like, you can't breathe because we're tickling you, not something else that you'd rather not see. She does sound quite short of breath and I've been tickling her for a while. I think I've had my revenge. It's only when I stopped tickling her that I realized the situation we're in. Thank goodness he also realizes that this is kind of disturbing. I'm sitting on top of her, pinning her down with my leg. Oh, God. One of my hands rests on her neck, where her neck meets her shoulder, and the other one is wrapped around her wrist. Finally, you realize that this is a very awkward situation. As the laughter from both of us subside, a new atmosphere takes its place. It's not exactly awkward, but it's unusual, and neither of us know how to react. I meet Sayori's gaze and find something in her eyes. What exactly is it? I wish I could read that expression, but the novelty of the situation makes me so unsure. Expectant? Was the word I was looking for? I don't know. To anyone looking in, this probably wouldn't look as innocent as we think it does. Yes, it doesn't. I mean, someone like me who has a dirty mind said so. I hasten to climb off her. That doesn't sound so wrong. That sounds so wrong without context. And she responds by sitting up on the bed, the completed goodie bags all but forgotten. Sorry, I got carried away. No, it's okay. He responded quite quickly. It isn't me who just sensed that there's something wrong with the atmosphere. The atmosphere is becoming more and more awkward by the moment. What exactly happened? We pinned her in the bed. That's exactly what you need to know. Hey, anyway, I'm glad we managed to get the goodie bags finished. Yeah, me too. They were a lot of fun to make. I just hope the other students like them. I'm glad she's able to roll with the change of topic. And just like that, some of the weird air is dispelled. Monica will be pleased too. A lot of effort went into these. I know she'll appreciate what we've done. I think Yuri will love the coats too. Some of those really reminded me of her. Not just me who thought that then. How are you feeling about the actual recital though? I mean, I probably seemed pretty enthusiastic when Monica asked us. But you're kinda nervous now? Yeah, I guess. It'll be okay though. I mean, I have my poem and I sorta know how I want to go. So I think with a little more practice it'll be fine. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? Let's not think about that. What about you, Midas? Aren't you nervous? Truthfully, yeah. I don't have Monica's confidence, sadly. But I really like the club. And this is my chance to give something back to it, right? Yeah, that's a great attitude to have. Besides, I have an excuse to be bad. I'm new, and I'm nowhere as experienced as you guys, so that's my justification if my performance isn't that great. Midas, all you have to do is practice, okay? Your performance would be just as good as ours, I know it. It's nice to have someone that believes in me, I guess. Thank you, Sayori. No problem. I should probably get going. I need to practice my poem and stuff. Yeah, that reminds me I should probably do the same. You wanna take the goodie bags? Sure. Okay, I'll put them in a sack for you, 1 second. I rummage around finding a big bag enough for all the smaller ones. Handing the bag over to Sayori, we both head downstairs. As she hovers by the doorway, she turns around to face me, with a shyness in her face. And by the way, yeah? Thanks for today, Midas. I haven't had this much fun in a long time. Hey, that's alright. I really enjoyed myself too. You should make this a regular thing. Her face lights up. Yeah, I like the sound of that. I'll see you tomorrow for the festival, okay? That you will. See you tomorrow, Sayori. As she waves off, bag in hand, takes me a few moments to identify what I'm feeling inside. Happiness. Aww. Something as simple as going to town and making goodie bags with Sayori. It made me feel really warm inside. Not to mention tickling. How long has it taken me to realize